It's a pleasure to welcome to the show Representative Briscoe Cain, a member of the Texas House of Representatives, the 128th District, and chairman of the Texas Freedom Caucus. Briscoe Cain on X at Briscoe Cain. Thanks so much for joining us here, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate you making time to call in.
Let's go, man.
So tell me, you dropped the bill. You said these Democrats who don't show up for work after 7 days vacate their seats. They're out. They're done.
Yeah, that's the idea. In fact, the piece of legislation is about more than just quorum breaking. It means literally if you have 7 private employer, I think they're safe to assume that you're no longer interested in employment or that you've abandoned your job. And that's exactly what we're trying to do right now as well, with what the governor's doing and our attorney general are doing as well in their suits to the Texas Supreme Court, seeking some of these seats to be declared vacant. The problem is Texas, like 3 other states, there's 4 of us that have a business. We have 150 members of the House, so we need 100. We've got 88 Republicans, 6 Democrats were smart to show up. You go figure, those Democrats are actually from our border, coming from the Valley up to El Paso. Those would be areas that are now trending on our side, and they recognize that they better be here at work or their voters will throw them out. Here are the Democrats have, again, for the 3rd time, in quorum, and oddly, it's just a stall tactic, an inevitable victory for Republicans, and it usually leads to losses at the ballot box.
And you guys got work to do, right? I mean, you still have flood victims that need relief. I mean, there's business that has to be done outside of just the redistricting.
Exactly right. And that's one of the reasons we've been called. Yes, we've got the victims of the July 4th flood, the tragic story that kind of shocked America, and 135 Texans tragically lost their lives. Democrats, by being in these states that have the worst gerrymandering in the country, are preventing us from doing those things. We're also trying to finally nail down keeping men out of women's safe, spaces.
Yeah,
we've got. Now we're just trying to do it in public facility. That's been stopped, as well as property tax relief and spending restraints on governments. They're not letting us do those things either. And go figure, those aren't things they support. Really, all this is just a stall tactic. It's really a deliberate attempt to subvert the will of the voters and to cling on to power that they did not secure at the ballot box.
Now, for those who don't know, I mean, outside of Texas, obviously, what is the need to do the redistricting now, say, versus waiting till after the census?
Well, unlike many other states, ours is growing very, very quickly. And also, some recent cases have shown that we can. We were previously prevented from doing due to federal laws to prevent us from actually making legal and constitutional ungerrymandered seats that ensure fair representation. After all, people fled some of those states they've run off to, especially including California, all for our much better business climate and lower taxes. We've changed massively, including, of course, Biden's open border population of this state. And so all we're trying to do is ensure that those seats reflect that population change.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a U-Haul story recently that said, all the U-Hauls are down in Texas, coming from California, New Jersey, New York, and sadly, Pennsylvania, too. I mean, people are fleeing. They're fleeing these blue states. Mm-hmm. So you're going to pick up more seats in Congress in 2030, presumably after the census is done. But you just made a point about the open borders. That's also assuming we don't count these illegal immigrants. And the president said today, we're only going to count U.S. citizens. That's critical, obviously, in all this. And, part of the reason why Democrats, I mean, there's this one Democrat congressman from New York who said, I need these illegal immigrants counted so I can keep my district because so many people have fled New York for Texas and Florida and other places like that.
Yeah, that's interesting to hear. But really, right, our idea is to ensure that they reflect the population as it is now. And in fact, it's my understanding that the seats that those 5 new won those seats. And of course,
President Trump won those seats, right? Yeah, he won. Those districts went because the president, I mean, he did incredibly well in Texas, obviously. And even the New York Times pointed out that based on the vote, it's incredibly underrepresented by the congressional districts in the House of Representatives, especially when you compare it to states like Illinois and California.
Yeah, they've only got essentially 3 seats there. That's like 13%, and the president won over 40% in that area.
Hmm. Are you worried though that California is going to do this and New York's going to then retaliate and then it's going to wind up costing
No,
Republican seats in the House?
those are really empty threats trying to scare us from doing it. We all know that if they could do it, they would have already done it. But they've already squeezed out as much as they can. It's like Illinois. What are you going to do? Nothing.
Right.
Boston going to do it? Boston has 0 Republican seats. How are they going to make it even worse? The problem is they really do have the gerrymander.
No, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you look at the Illinois map, it looks like a snake's head met a scorpion and chopped off a witch's broom and, then spilled fairy dust all over the place. I mean, it's a ridiculous looking map. What is the current state right now of getting all these Democrat lawmakers back to work in Texas? I mean, I saw the feds are
Well,
on it, right?
yeah, well, yes, and thankfully so we have to identify and locate them. I'd expect this current special session that we're in. By the way, our regular sessions are every other year for 140 days, dealing with if Texas, right, it's talked about often. If we were quote unquote our own country, we'd be the eighth largest economy on earth. So we often have special sessions. Here we are, one soon because we only have 30 days, so we can extend the clock. But they will be back. We only need 6 more of them. It's pretty simple. Those 6, you decide whether they want to be at the table or on the table. It's really easy. Look, if you happen to know where any are, if you are listening, feel free to call the Speaker of the House here in Texas and let them know. By the way, don't try. We're not asking you to do that, and don't commit any violence. Don't bother them. We actually need them back. Don't touch them, please. But hey, if you have an idea where they're located, we'd love to know.
Well, they're kind of posting videos all over TikTok, and they're
Yeah.
don't they have their location? What do they turn off their location finders? I guess.
That could be some. We have a feeling there's quite a few here. Not all are gone. And so if you happen to know that maybe they're holed up in maybe a local hotel in Austin, we'd love to know. But again, we're not asking for you to do anything wrong. But hey, I'm okay with maybe some good old boys down in Florida helping us bring them back to Texas.
Briscoe Cain's with us. He's a member of the Texas House of Representatives, and he's got a bill now to vacate the seat of any legislator who skips 7 straight legislative days without an excused absence. Of course, for your bill to be voted on, you need to get these legislators back. That's obviously part of the problem right now.
It certainly is. And so we need a quorum. I think we'll have it soon enough. And, we picked 7 days. Some people have said it should be shorter, but there is, of course, a balance there where those people, them, and whether they're morons or not, there should be some fine line between ensuring that it's just not an accidental, unexcused absence and some intentional intent to bring everything to a halt.
Before I let you go, since you're down there at the border, I mean, we hear it's closed, but we're up here in the Northeast, so we got to take your word for it. So is it really closed?
True, thankfully.
Good. Excellent. Wonderful. Great to hear. That must be a huge relief for you and your constituents.
The crime is outrageous, and sadly, I live near enough to Houston where these are some of those areas where they've kind of defunded the police, but sanity is restoring, and thankfully, people want safe. Like it or not, they realize that they need to begin to cut down on it, ensure the cartel are not running our streets.
Well said. Well, listen, follow Briscoe on X at Briscoe Cain, Cain. Hey, Briscoe, thanks, man. This was fun. Let's keep chatting as this continues. All right.
I'd love to. Adios.